Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I see some folks in the chat. I see my beautiful, wonderful members. Jen is in the house. Gail's in the house. Renee's in the house. Pika's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shauna B is in the house. Welcome, love. Shout out to you. Mags is in the house. Thank you for being here. Hey, Stasia. Cheeks is in the house. Welcome, Cheeks. Dee Dee's in the house. Chico's in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. He's in the house. I hear myself on your screen. All right, let me pause that. James, welcome. James is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? It's Monday. What's going on? What's going on with the people? Hi, Karina. Welcome. Shout out to everybody. I see Jamie here. Welcome. Is Pepperoni Nips in here as well? Shout out to Pepperoni. Welcome. Yes, I missed you, love. Welcome, welcome. Dee Dee's in the house. I see. Give the people some time to get in here. Let me do a little quick intro. That way those notifications can go out because I did change the time like twice. No freaking way, Jody. Jody said I got notified. Jody said I got notified. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Oh my God. Fairy Meadows, thank you for being here. Hey, Fairy Meadows has been a member for 14 months. Thank you, Fairy. Shout out to you. Shell, thank you. Hey, Linzer, welcome. Sabrina Speaks Easy. Welcome, love. Shout out to you. Oh my gosh, Heidi's in the house. Evil Queen is in the house. Kim Watts is in the house. Thank you, Chrissy, for being here. I see some people like, where y'all been? I know it's the summer, but I have felt abandoned by some of you guys. What's going on? Daisy girl, you're going camping. Ooh, hope all is good. And I got notifications. Yes. Thank you. Oh my God. Dazed Mandy, welcome. You got notified too? Oh my God, I love this. Lulu, thank you for being here. Train Monkeys in the house. Karen Lee, Sharon got notified. Look at this. Oh, we are fighting the monsters. We are. Thank you. I love this, you guys. Oneida, how you been? Where you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for being here. Heidi, thank you for being here. Lovey Cats, thank you for being here. Wim is in the house. Welcome, Wim. Annabella, thank you for being here. Days has been a member for 9 months. Shout out to Days. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And shout out to Fairy as well for being a member for so long. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. And Stacy has been a member for 13 months. Like, you're kidding me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you for like supporting my channel for so long. Thank you. Cheeks is like, listen, you didn't mention Mr. Yeast, so the notifications went out. Listen, I figured something with YouTube. As long as you're not mentioning Mr. Yeast, y'all know who Mr. Yeast is, right? Let me know. Don't don't put 666 in the chat either, because that's just bad. That's just bad. We ain't trying to call that kind of karma. That kind of energy over here. We don't want that. All right. We need a cleanse from all that. Ever since we've been talking about him, we have been suppressed, depressed, and YouTube has not been impressed by our like conversation about Mr. Yeast. We have lost stuff here. I cannot. So I have to be very careful when I touch that topic because it literally throws me off. And that's something that I've noticed. And I'm trying very hard, and I think they know it too, but I'm just gonna say that. Okay. Lim is an M. Is it Lim VC? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey Flea. Welcome. Life Rewind is in the house. Thank you for being here. Okay, Pinche Becky, you said right on time. Aaron just ended his live. Oh, shout out to Aaron. Did y'all notice that Aaron got his check mark as soon as I said something about the check mark? Don't play with me. Something he did I don't know. He got his check mark as soon as I said, if you don't got that check mark on YouTube, you're not legit. I kind of want to know if now I'm just wondering about that. Hey, the real sassafras, welcome. Thank you for being here. Look at Shauna B's been a member for a year. Shout out to Shauna B. Thank you, love, for supporting me. Dee Dee, a member for 10 months. Thank you. Kim, a member for 7 months. Oh my God, y'all. Thank you. Cinnabunny in the house. Welcome. All right. Don, welcome. Okay, everybody come through, come through, come through. Listen. Oh, yeah, it's backwards. Shout out to James. He thinks he's funny. We know, we know. You know, you know. All right. Y'all ready to get it together because we got some stuff to get into. Listen, we need an exorcism in the chat because you don't know. Like that stuff just goes out in the YouTube algorithm and people tend to pick it up, okay? I don't know why, but it is what it is. We got to talk about, let's get started. Shout out to the 8 people that are watching us on X. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Sharon, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Shout out to you. Oklahoma Audits. My goodness, where you been? Shout out to, I know you're around, but shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you. Jenny Gaitan or Gaitan. Gaitan. I want to say it in Spanish because I could say it in Spanish. It's Gaitan in Spanish, but I don't think you say it like that in English. Gaitan? Let me know if I said it correctly. Rabbit, my love, you're early so late and had to leave another video I'm watching. Oh, you are too much, love. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. Y'all are amazing. Candy's Life is in the chat. Welcome. Chrissy Never In. Welcome. Yes, you guys can get mad at me for shouting everybody out. There was somebody in the comments who said, you don't have to say hello to everybody. Chrissy Never In, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Shout out to you. Literally, they said you are repeating yourself by shouting everybody out. And so I said, shout out to you. And I will repeat myself again. Shout out to you. Gail, thank you for being here. You know, sometimes you gotta serve them the same energy that they serve you. Liking is free. That's right. It is very rude. It is. Look at. Thank you. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys. We like Rabbit. You guys just like me being petty. That's the problem. That's the problem. You guys just like me being petty. That's the problem. It is my channel, but sometimes people forget. The people forget. Okay. Thank you, little Boston. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look. Hey, Mags. Welcome, welcome. Love you, Mags. Okay. Shout out to you all, period. We got to get into it because we got so much going on. All right. One of the stories that I forgot to cover during the weekend was the Tiny and T.I. case. And honestly, like, I'm kind of happy to talk about it today because I'm going to take you back to a time in 2021. All right. We're going to get there. But another situation that I forgot to talk about because it literally was an article that just kind of skipped me was the Matthew Perry situation. What's going on there? Listen, we are being told that criminal charges are happening. They're coming like hot tortillas. That's what's happening. Okay. Like no joke. All right. So I thought that this was I'm like, I guess I'll wait till it's actually a real thing. But we do have sources that are reporting that criminal charges, they're closing in on Matthew Perry's death coming any day, up to 4-year sentence expected. This is what an attorney says. Now, let me just say this. First of all, who are they charging? The people want to know because I'm one of them. I want to know. Y'all want to know? I want to know. Who is it? I want to know who supplied, who did what. You said Sloan Bella called it and Matthew was unalive a week. People have been like, I want to know what this is and who it's gonna be. Now they threw out the what's his name, the guy. Oh my god, I forgot. How can I forget? I can see his face, Charlie Sheen. I don't know why I tend to. Maybe it's because I wanted to forget his name because sometimes he's just a little too much. Charlie Sheen is a little too much for me. That I'm just gonna say that. All right, but I think they interviewed somebody in that camp, okay? And Mr. Sheen, you said he had really? Shut up and say more. What do you mean? What you mean by that? Let me know. Oh my God. Hey, Emily, welcome, welcome. Sounds like a few doctors in trouble. I mean, it sounds like it was prescription, right? At least that's what we picked up on. And I was supposed to do a video about this a couple weeks ago, but I said, if they're closing in on charges, there's going to be new news coming about this. This can't just be like something like this. I don't know, Bracha, mira, why to 4 years. I mean, they're already giving time and we don't even know who the person they're convicting is, right? Like, what's the deal here? Kelly Rose, shout out to you. Something is up. You said Charlize. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Dag. You said his ex-wife is involved as well. Are they sharing the same doctor? Because that's what I had heard. You know what I mean? That Marina, that's what I'm saying, is that I knew that there were developments happening with this, but I didn't know that the developments were like now. So yes, we have a new development, and this article literally dropped on the 5th. Okay, here we are on the 12th, and I'm like, well, what? How come this isn't making major, bigger? I mean, I guess the U.S. Sun is a major outlet, but charges are coming, and I have heard this before, but I'm like, who is it? Who's the charges coming to? So charges in the investigation into Matthew Perry's ketamine death will be filed any day now. Now that was on the 5th. I don't know. Don't count the weekends, but when is any day now? And anyone found liable for supplying the drugs that killed the star will face the full force of law. This is what an attorney said. Perry was found unresponsive in a hot tub, we know this, of his LA home in October of 2023, having suffered acute effects of ketamine and drowning. Okay. Now, y'all remember some of these pictures? They had like the little tarp as they were investigating and doing all that. Hey, JB. So hey, me, you, everybody, welcome, guys. For those that are coming through, shout out to you guys. Okay. He said he got ketamine a week before, and they said it wouldn't still be in his system. Ooh. Vintage Mama says she didn't get a notification. Hopefully something will be figured out. No worries, love. I knew what you meant. Well, if it was from drug use, I do believe it will happen because it happened to Mac Miller's killer too. Who supplied it? Was it a doctor? Who was it? Michael Jackson, right? That's another one too. Pinto, welcome. You don't believe he took it knowingly? You said, sure wish they'd call in. Right. Call them, Rabbit. We want to know. I want to know who it is. That's what it's any day now. Like, when is it? Let me know. You said, I guess it depends on the situation because when do adults become responsible for themselves? Nobody forced him to take the drugs. We did that to he did that to himself. Excuse me. I can see what you're saying that Flea Factory, but if he was being prescribed something and it was under the, like supervision of a doctor, here's an example. Kanye West right now with his dentist. I did a video about this. This news also broke on the weekend. There is a dentist who I'm like, I didn't even like how, whatever. Okay. His name is Thomas Connolly. Thomas Connolly allegedly is supplying Kanye West with, what is it, nitrous gas, the laughing gas. Okay. And you see Kanye West getting high. If Kanye West were to pass away, are we going to be like, he's being giving this, gas, it's okay, right? Like he's taking it. I mean, like who intervenes in this situation? What if something happens to Kanye? I think that's my thing. It's like, what do we do here? It seems like he's always high on something. I mean, something, right? Emily, thank you for being a member for 14 months. You said, random thought, Charlie's brother is Emilio. Don't know how to spell his Estevez? Emilio Estevez. Why don't they have the same last name? Sorry. No. I don't know. That's a good question, though. Why does now you got me on another girl? You got me on another topic. Now my ADHD is crazy. Let me hold up. Let me get this little notebook here. Look, why is this? I don't know. Something's up. Estevez, yeah, Emilio Estevez. Why they got the same last name? Okay, so Carrie Ann says, listen, Rabbit, Charlie changed his name. Stage names, girl. See, that's why my name is Rabbit. Yep. Alex the Rabbit. That's my name. Alex Canuculus. It literally, that's the name that I have on my channel. Alex the Rabbit. Canuculus is rabbit. Yes, it's a scientific term for a rabbit. It's a stage name, right? It's a YouTube name. It is what it is. Yeah, okay. You said Charlie Sheen changed his name because he wanted to sound exotic. Yo, look at this. Maybe I need to do a video about Charlie Sheen's last name. Shout out to Cheeks. I'm glad you said it. Apparently, girl, control your squirrels, all right? Control your squirrels. Okay, y'all ready? So, look at you guys. Look at you guys. They had different mothers. Look at this. Are you sure? Everybody's, I'm going to do a video about this. We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure this out. Look at, even Ellie jumped in. She said, Amelia used his mother's maiden name. Oh my, y'all got some ADHD in the chat. I can't with you. Heidi's like, I feel like I'm losing IQ points. Happy Monday, y'all. This is why I love the chat, because y'all be doing too much and we get into it. All right. Shout out to you guys. Oh my God. All right. Let's get it together. Can we get it together? Can we move on to the next chapter? Because y'all are throwing me off today. The old ones know the truth. I'm gonna have to do a video about this. I really am gonna do a good video about this. Okay. I do know that Emilio, in my opinion, is the better looking one than Charlotte. At least I like Emilio Estevez. I really do. I know. Chico's like, y'all be doing too much, but I digress. Okay. Yo. Oh man. See, that was a sore spot. Are you gaslighting us? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. Come back. Come back. Come back to me. All right. Let's move on. So we know that there's been a criminal investigation launch on Matthew Perry's death. But I guess my thought is like, first of all, how long is it going to take? Who are they going to arrest? The same detectives that are working on Matthew's case are the ones that were working on Mac Miller, rapper Mac Miller's overdose death, who died after consuming a fentanyl-laced opioid in 2018. Okay. So people are looking into this. Now, I'm just wondering, is it going to be the doctors that they're going to be charging? Who is it exactly that it's going to be? Alleged. They're saying that they're nearing the conclusion. This is an article from the 5th. And the more and more I dig into it, it sounds like a lot of sources are repeating the same thing, that they're getting close to it. So I'm kind of wondering, all right, so like even the Daily Mail is going by what the Sun is saying, what people are saying, and a lot of this is kind of mirroring from other articles. I have a feeling that we're going to see an arrest pretty soon. Pretty freaking soon. And I'm here for it, you guys. I'm here for it because I think, like I said, some of these doctors, the Dr. Thomas Connolly with the laughing gas, who else? Charles Sophie, all right, the psychiatrists, all these people, the Dr. Phil's, the Dr. Jens, the Dr. Drews, all these people that have the celebrity A-lister clients, I think really need to be looked into as well, because they make a lot of the professions look really bad, in my opinion. So I want to know. I want to know what this is. I want to know what this is all about. The Dr. Feelgoods, yes. Thank you. The Dr. Quack Quack, yes, yes. Hey, Grape Tea, I need to know. I think it's important to maybe get to where we need to go. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. Hey, Rio. All right, I see a lot of people coming through. Crispy Treat, welcome, love. You think doctors are involved? What's going to happen? People need to be held accountable. That's how I feel. People need to be held accountable because come on, you guys. Like, this is how I see it. This is a great question. For those that are in the chat that would know, JB asks, isn't ketamine a dog tranquilizer prescribed by? I don't think so. If I remember correctly, it wasn't for dog. I think it was, y'all correct me in the chat, ketamine. Because I've heard it for uses for horses as well. Hey, Queen, I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome, love. But let me know. Seely, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, love. Horses. That's what it was. It was for horses, not dogs. Yep. See, everybody said it's for horses. You said, I think I saw an interview where Dr. Drew was very anti opioid, but he's still a quack. Yes, he is. Absolutely. He is. Prescribed, Marina, prescribed. I guess it could be used for both. I don't know. Y'all let me know. It's used for animal and human consumption. That's interesting. Google told you. I used to do Special K. A lot of people, that's what they call it, Special K. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hopefully we get some more answers about this because I am here for it. Okay. I'm here for it. All right. Let's move on to Tiny and T.I. Tamika Harris and Clifford Harris, Tiny and T.I. You know what? Let me just say this. I get a little like, wow, it's been 3 years since the allegations against Tiny and T.I. So I have to take you guys back. I got to take you guys back. Ooh. Thank you, Ellie, for letting us know. Shout out to Ellie. I haven't seen you in a minute, Ellie. Tiny and T.I. I would probably say that I was growing up. I was probably one of the biggest T.I. fans growing up. Okay, so when these allegations came out, it came around the time we were just what COVID happened. Allegations about Tiny and T.I. sexcapades, freaky deaky marriage stuff, NDAs, sex stuff happening was I think they came out. I want to say March of 2021. Okay. My channel was, I started my channel in February of 2021. So it literally piqued my interest when Tiny and T.I. and those allegations came out. Okay. So don't touch my time. So for those that don't know who Tiny and T.I. is, all right, let me just put a picture up here. Some of you guys might have seen Tiny and T.I. Now, Tiny and T.I., they were doing the Family Hustle around this time. They had their little show on VH1. And, they were, they're a very wealthy, successful industry family, right? They have a huge family and they had a show happening here. What is it? The Family Hustle. And they got canceled. Allegations started coming out and basically they got canceled from certain shows. The Family Hustle got canceled. So there was that. And then it was about 32 women total that came out and made some pretty interesting allegations. Now, let me tell you why this piqued my interest, okay? When the allegations of Tiny and T.I. came out, they came out through an attorney by the name of Tyrone Blackburn. I have talked about Tyrone Blackburn before. And it just kind of something about Tyrone Blackburn and the way he approached these allegations that made me just say, I don't know about this. I don't know what it is. And I'll show you who Tyrone Blackburn is. This is a picture of Tyrone Blackburn, okay? That guy. So, oh, says I lost connection. No. Can you guys see me? Let me know. Oh, let me see if I can share it. Says I lost connection. Hopefully I didn't. Okay. This is Tyrone Blackburn, and he did a press conference where he allegedly was interviewing. He had about 32 to 33 victims that came forward and said that they had been sexually assaulted by Tiny and T.I., that they had to sign NDAs, okay, that they went to parties and they were drugged, and some don't even remember exactly what happened. That's what had happened, okay? So there was a woman by the name of Sabrina Peterson. Sabrina Peterson happened to be friends with Tiny and T.I. Sabrina Peterson came out and also made allegations against Tiny and T.I. The victims, these 30 plus victims, came out and did videos with Sabrina Peterson online. And they were alleging, making all kinds of allegations. And then Tyrone Blackburn, the attorney, would join some of these lives. And so then I'm sitting here as a social worker. Look, I was still, back then, I was still working for government, right? And I'm watching some of this. And I got this little itty bitty YouTube channel at that time. I don't even think I had 1,000 people quite yet. I wasn't monetized, I think, until April. That's when I was monetized with like 90 days. Okay. But it was covering this story that got me monetized. It was watching the way Tyrone Blackburn handled that case in social media, how he handled his victims, that really made me side eye Tyrone Blackburn and how he practices his stuff and how he's like presenting himself to be this attorney for the victims and here for the victims. He could very well be. I was very standoffish about how he moved. When the allegations against Tiny and T.I. dropped, they dropped in the form of like a letter, okay, that came from his office. I'm reading this letter, and it was like written by like a fifth grader. Now, grammar is not my biggest hell. Pronunciation, because English is not my first language. Okay, let me get that for those that don't know. Spanish is my first language. That's why I'm well versed and very fluent, is because I speak it very well. However, my mind, because it speaks two languages, it tends to, switch from one to another. So growing up as a kid, it was very like I had a hard time reading, pronunciation, because of the two languages that we spoke at home. Okay, so I'm reading this letter, and he's releasing this letter to the media. Okay, where he outlines all these allegations that are being made against Tiny and Ti. This letter is supposed to go to the general attorneys. Okay, to district attorneys in California and various states, where he is asking for the prosecution to open cases against Tiny and T.I. That's what he was asking. He was telling these attorneys, listen, we got these victims here, okay? And you need to open criminal cases against this. You need to do an investigation. And what did they do? Los Angeles opened up their case. They investigated it. Las Vegas did an investigation as well. There were other states that followed because the allegations were huge. I mean, you're talking about RICO charges. You're talking about all kinds of charges, sexual assault charges, lots of charges, right? So I'm reading this letter, and I'm noticing like really horrible grammatical errors, commas, the date is wrong. The stuff that you would proofread or at the very least do a fucking spell check before you send it out to the media or to like attorneys to read it. That's what happened. So guess what I did? I emailed Tyrone Blackburn and I said, listen, can you like explain this part? Just the date part. Like I can understand the rest, but explain, do you mean this date instead of this date? Because the way he wrote this date, it would have made it seem like this happened years ago. Like it mattered. He responded right away and he said, oh, this is this date. I said, okay. And then I didn't follow up with him. I mean, it is what it is, right? Tyrone Blackburn has shown his true colors here on social media. He's gotten into the mess of a couple things here and there. Okay. So the other part to the story is this. The woman named Sabrina Peterson is very close friends with Tyrone Blackburn. They're very close. Okay. And she was recruiting, the victims and giving victim information to him, right? And he's taking them. There was a page that woman started, Sabrina Peterson, and it was called Not Your Model Victim. Okay. This page right here was what started it a lot too. In here, she had a website where you can buy Not Your Model Victim merch, and Tyrone Blackburn was following this page. This video right here is what set it off. Okay. I'm going to play it, and then we're going to get into the court docs, and we're going to get into the Tiny TI news. Okay. Here it is. Oh, sound would be good.
Been victimized, deserve.
Hold up. Here we go.
I want to be clear about one thing. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Women, black women in particular, should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted.
Jane Doe 1. Date of incident, summer 2006. Location of incident, Atlanta, Georgia. In 2006, she was a 17-year-old senior at Tri-City High School. She began interning for T.I. and Tiny at their Atlanta studio. She was vaginally and anally raped by T.I. after being given alcohol and drugs by Tiny.
So these are stories of all the victims. They did a whole little movie here, and they put those stories in this little like reel, IG reel, okay? those stories in this little movie are the ones that mirror the letter that was misspelled by Tyrone Blackburn and, you know, with the wrong date. These are the stories. Now, this story right here, this woman who's putting on like military boots or whatever, this woman right here is the one that had the case dismissed in LA just as of recent. This is her story. Okay?
Jane Doe 2, a U.S. military veteran. Date of incident, September 2005. Location of incident, Los Angeles, California. Tiny sat next to Jane Doe 2 at a club and offered her a sip of a spiked drink. Tiny and T.I. took her and a few other girls back to their hotel. Tiny gave her a, quote, back butt massage. At that point, Jane Doe 2 started feeling sick and began throwing up. T.I. came over and attempted to put his foot into her vagina. She told him no, and the next thing she remembers was waking up naked on the couch with a towel thrown over her with a very sore vagina.
I hope that the loud music isn't disturbing people. This is how they made it. They put this loud ass music, okay? Loud ass music. And then they put the stories of these victims. You said the story is too much. Oh, Nathan, right. Like the music, I'm like, this is too much. But this is an IG page where they were selling merch. Like you get not your model purse, shirt. Like, and I get it. Maybe they were fundraising. Don't get me wrong. I think that maybe that's what the case is, to help in their criminal case. Yes, that Ellen. That was the allegation. Yeah, thank you so much, Heidi, for putting this trigger warning. Yes. So Tiny and T.I. are known for being a open couple. Okay, let's just put it to that way. Open couple. They do invite other people into their bedroom. They're into some crazy stuff. Yes. Now, what Tiny and T.I. have said multiple times is they didn't do anything that was non-consensual. I don't know. I'm just. You guys never heard about this one? The foot? Yes, it was. Not kink shaming. Please, there's a difference, all right? Consenting adults, y'all are into stuff like that, do you. But if somebody is under the influence, has been drugged, has been taken advantage of, like that's the difference. That's not consenting. That is not consenting, my love. All right, James. James is doing too much. But honestly, you never heard of this? So why I like hearing about there being at least some conclusion to the Tiny and T.I. case, okay? Out of the 32 victims, what happened to all those victims? I've only heard of like maybe 3 of them that have seen court or that have gone to court or have followed up with anything at this point. At this point, we know that the industry is dark, okay? We know that the industry silences people. We know that the industry does things to people, okay? What happened to all those other people that came out and spoke? And they can't say that it didn't happen because I have a lot of the screen recordings of that. I have so many screen recordings from that time of when all of this went down. What happened to all those people that spoke out? Because the thing is that if y'all spoke out then, what do we make of it now? I think in part is because Tyrone, you mean representation? I think in part for me as somebody who has worked with victims, I don't know if I like the way he does stuff, if that makes sense. I want to know about that. I want to know what happened. They all went to him. You guys, I'm telling you, I have videos. Some of these videos you can't find anymore. Some of them have mysteriously deleted off the internet. I have videos of this, and I haven't put a lot of them out. I've been sitting on a vault of a lot of this. I want to know because, like I said, whether it's Tyrone Blackburn or Bloomberg, what's her name, Lisa Blue, what, the All Red, and all these other people. Some of these attorneys, like, if you guys are stepping up and saying you're helping victims, you need to follow up. You need to actually, because the people are watching. The people are watching. I'm one of them. Okay? Because if I'm going to pass you on and say this is a great attorney, I need to see that you are a great attorney. Does that make sense? And not just for Tyrone Blackburn, all the attorneys. All the attorneys. What did we see in the Brian Kent situation? He just got passed on victim after victim of, Scientology from this cult. And what did he do? Shit, nothing for these people, right? Oh, but because you're a friend and you sit at the table of this nonprofit and it helps children, you did shit, nothing, and sat on shit for I don't know how many years. That's what gets to me, because the people that need to be doing the work aren't doing the work, but they love the social media clout and they love the notoriety. Okay. So it's crazy to me. And I think we all need to call it out. Anybody, Ben Crump, anybody, all of them. Okay. You don't get to ride the wave of this tragedy. You don't get to ride the wave of somebody's trauma or sex assault and not follow up and not call people back and not do something. Does that make sense? That's all of them. All of them, Vicky. And Vicky, I have to thank you because you have put this out here before too. And you're absolutely right. Tyrone Blackburn, the All Reds, the Albrights, whatever the hell their names is, all of them. Because they come in right when the clout is good. Y'all understand that they're making money off the attention that they get too. Between the following, between the interviews, they get money, right? We all need to have the same energy for these attorneys. I agree. All right, let's get it together. So this tells the story of a lot more victims. I can continue playing it. I will tell you, we'll finish this and then I want to go to the court docs. But what I want to say to you guys is the music is very loud here. It's annoying. I'm pretty sure Sabrina Peterson was the one that did this video. She put their statements over the music, and you're gonna be like, what the hell? You can't even hear half of what she's saying. And then rapper Nelly is mentioned here in this video too. So somehow he was also coming out with allegations. Nothing happened from there as well. Nothing happened. That's why I got rapper Nelly on my thumbnail. Right now, he's been getting arrested, but he's still going out to party. I'm not really sure. I think he's expecting a baby too. What's going on there? Let's keep playing this.
Jane Doe 3. Date of incident: September 25th, 2006, and March 2007. Location of incidents: New York City and Atlanta, Georgia. An aspiring artist. Tiny invited her to the studio in January 2007 and passed her off to her security, Cedric Alpha Mega Sellers. Jane Doe 3 rejected his advances, and he grabbed her phone, put his number in, called himself, and began stalking her nonstop for months. She ignored him until she saw him again 2 months later. At that second encounter, Alpha Mega grabbed her and put a gun to her head. He then blindfolded her, put her in his car, and drove 20 to 15 minutes into Georgia. He raped her 3 times within a 24-hour window, drove her back to the studio the following day, and pistol-whipped her, threatened to kill her if she spoke. Shortly after, she received a call from T.I. threatening her to never come near his studio again.
It's
Jane Doe
loud.
4, a teenage friend. Date of incident with T.I., 2006, 2007, and 2015. In 2005, Tiny approached her to work as their assistant. She was never paid or compensated for any of the work completed. On one occasion, T.I. stood over her, and Tiny stood close by as T.I. forced her to open her mouth and swallow 8 ecstasy pills. Throughout the duration of her time with T.I. and Tiny, the duo forced her to engage in sexual acts with different women against her will. In 2014, T.I. and Tiny forced her to have sexual intercourse with rapper Nelly against her will.
Y'all heard that? T.I. and Tiny forced her to have sexual intercourse with rapper Nelly against their will. Literally, the music is loud. It is triggering, guys. It is. And please, I give you the biggest trigger warning. If you need to log off, please do so. Okay. It is very triggering, but this is important to review because I wanted to show you guys how the allegations came out. 8 pills. That's what they said. So of course, like, listen, everybody deserves their day in court. The people that are being accused and the victim, okay? And if you're putting this out here, okay, you have to be ready. Victims are scrutinized all the time, right? That's the thing. It's like people hear their stories and they pull them apart. Yes, we want to believe victims, but what happens is people have to like listen to the information and make their conclusion about it, right? And at the end of the day, really what matters is what happens in court. What was decided? If 32 people came out and we have yet to see somebody be vindicated. I'm trying to figure this out. Did this really I believe that there's a lot more, but the way this case was handled, it failed from the beginning because of the way that they handled it on social media. Just my thought. It became more about social media than helping the women that were making these allegations. 32 victims, and not one of them, there's no criminal charges on any of them. Some of it is because of the statute of limitations. Like, I get that. But in the civil part, what happened there? You said for a person who never took X, wouldn't 8 of them enter? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It leaves a lot of questions about the situation. And Jen, I thought that there would have been a settlement, but I have yet to hear one. And of course, settlements aren't always like public. I get that. But at least, it's Tiny and T.I., you guys. We would, if you follow the music industry, the rap, hip hop, that this would have been like, oh, they settled out of court. You don't say nothing. There was another attorney that decided that was initially, when these allegations came out, initially was helping and then decided not to. And that was Lisa Bloom. She walked away from this. She didn't help any of the Jane Does. When these allegations came out, she was standing right next to Tyrone Blackburn, willing to help out whatever they could. Lisa Bloom disappeared. Ask her for a statement. She won't say nothing. Why? What happened here? I don't know, man. So I have a lot of questions because, like I said, this was a rabbit hole in trying to dig the information because there was just so much coming through. I mean, y'all don't even understand. I had people hitting me in my inbox about all kinds of information on this one. All kinds. Let's finish this.
Jane Doe 5. Date of incident with T.I. October 2017. Location of incident, Atlanta, Georgia. A Clark Atlanta University freshman. She was slipped a date rape drug while visiting Grand Hustle Studios in Atlanta with one of T.I.'s interns. Jane Doe 6. Date of incident, 2017-2018. Forced to take Molly, coke, and other drugs. Location of incident, Atlanta, Georgia. A private dancer. Jane Doe 6 was hired to do a private dance for T.I. and Tiny. She was told that there would be other celebrities there, and she needed to keep the encounter confidential. She was forced to take drugs and engage in unwanted sexual acts with other women. She had her cell phone and belongings taken and was held against her will for 3 days. Tramika Williams.
There's more.
December 12, 2009. Location of incident, Atlanta, Georgia. A 7-month-old pregnant mother and 8-year-old boy. In the December of 2009, Tramika Williams was pregnant when T.I. and a group of his associates kicked in her front door and put guns to the heads of her 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and 4-year-old sons.
What happened there? Yo, I know it's the music. I didn't design the video. That was them. They put the music so loud you can't even hear the statements. But that's what happened. You said, and let me say this. T.I. and Tiny was the first case that Tyrone Blackburn was really, really touching like that, like was bringing that had the public awareness like that. But it's really the cases after that that have made me side eye the way in which he moves. Let me pull a video up real quick. Martin Lewis Resurrected. Martin Lewis Resurrected did a very good shout out to Martin Lewis. He's a channel he's a friend of the channel. He did a video where he did a breakdown. Now, Tyrone Blackburn also represented Jennifer Huff in the Nicki Minaj case, okay, and Kenneth Petty case, okay. He did a complete breakdown where Tyrone Blackburn got called out, okay, and I want to show you guys a piece of it because it's going to make a lot more sense. Let's see if I can get, because I just watched it recently. Literally at the end, I hope that Martin finishes this video. It's a deep dive. The truth about Nicki Minaj, Jennifer Huff, everything explained. Okay, y'all know who Nicki Minaj is. Okay, she married a offender. All right, that's public knowledge, public information. That's public. I'm not making that up, and that has hurt her career to a certain degree, right? But they have kids together and they are married. I mean, they're doing their thing. So the woman who Kenneth Petty harmed, she essentially was threatened, and it's like a huge thing, and it's been like a year. This has been a year. This has been years of the situation, right? Tyrone Blackburn comes to the scenes and decides to represent her. Okay. And this is a message. And then at the end, that harassment suit gets dismissed. He files a harassment suit against Nicki Minaj. That gets dismissed too. He actually, I don't think it's, he asked for the court to dismiss that. Let me play this part, okay? This is a message between Nicki Minaj's attorney and Tyrone Blackburn. Listen to this.
Our legal system. Bottom-feeding lawyers who pursue frivolous actions against a celebrity, assuming that they will be paid off if they throw up enough dirt. As I told you during one of our virtual meetings, Nicki would never pay a dime to your client. I was correct. You ultimately were forced to surrender without you or your client receiving a penny. In all events, while your dismissal of the amended complaint may be the end of your efforts to extort Nicki in a settlement, it is just the beginning of Nicki and my efforts to make you pay for your disgraceful conduct with both money and, if the court recommends it, disciplinary sanction. You forced my client to spend over $300,000 in fees to defend a case which...
So Tyrone Blackburn, as of recent, is picking up a reputation of extorting, allegedly, in my opinion. This is what the social media streets is saying, is that he has picked up a reputation of extorting folks, okay, of extorting celebrities, that he's not really in it for the victims, okay?
Even my dog Gracie could see was frivolous on both the facts and the law. While you avail yourself of Rule 11 safe harbor provision to avoid having to defend against the sanctions motion with which I served you on Sunday, there are other Rule 11 motions which I served in 2021 and which I now intend to file. I don't believe this is the end of them trying to come for Nicki. I don't know if they're going to do something else later on, but eventually Jennifer and Blackburn were able to pull all the evidence, the pictures of all the bruises, the court documents of Kenneth pleading guilty, police reports, etc. So they had a lot of evidence. After Jennifer's amendment and all the evidence that they had, Kenneth basically sent his amendment and denies everything. For example, he...
Check that video out. It's called The Truth About Nicki Minaj and Jennifer Huff. Everything explained. It's literally 2 hours of a video. It's a long format. Shout out to Martin Lewis Resurrected. He's a channel friend. Oneida, you brought up a great point. Didn't he allegedly send people to harass that young woman? That's what was said, Oneida. That's what was said. I honestly can't stand how he handles these matters as an attorney. That's wrong. That's the problem that I have. Like, look, I don't know what exactly happened in the Nicki Minaj case. I mean, I appreciate that Martin broke it down because he broke it down by like just reviewing the allegations overall and the different players, because there were different players in cases like this. Bloggers get to bloggers get involved because they get passionate. Okay, shout out to us, but it can muddy the waters in the legal stuff, right? So Tyrone Blackburn represented or represents Jennifer Hub. I don't know if it was pro bono or exactly how this happened, but you do have to kind of wonder, like, what reward does Tyrone Blackburn get from all of this, right? Like, you have to, like, what is this all about? Because he's literally getting in the cases that are really celebrity. I don't know of any other ones. I know he sued another agency or whatever, and he got money from that. And that's how he started his practice. But he doesn't have a lot of notoriety. Like, he's not your Lisa Bloom or what is it, Gloria Allred, or the ones that have been working or maybe might have worked in government and might have gotten a little bit more experience. He didn't start that way. He didn't start that way. I don't know, but I agree. The way he handled this, I feel like he prioritized the clout. Does that make sense? The social media clout over this. Okay. So let's get into what happened recently on Friday. All right. I have the Tiny and TI. I need a third screen. Court paperwork. Court. I have the paperwork for the court here, but just so everybody's aware, and we'll go to Billboard. Maybe that's a better breakdown. Here we go. Let's show you guys that. I mean, it's a disease. Clout chasing is a disease, y'all. You get money off of that too, I mean, he's definitely built his persona. Okay, let's get it together. T.I. and Tiny. T.I. and wife Tiny hit with sexual assault lawsuit over alleged 2005 hotel incident updated. So this was on the 9th, which the 9th was what, Friday, I think. So this was a high profile case. We all know the judge has dismissed the sexual assault lawsuit filed against T.I. Now, the attorney representing the victim here was not Tyrone Blackburn. Okay. However, Tyrone Blackburn was initially recruiting everybody. This is a different attorney that represents this victim. All right. And we only know this victim as Jane Doe. We don't know what her name is. Okay. There were other victims whose names were released. And there's that. Other than that, we don't know. I have not seen a victim from Tiny and TIB interviewed other than those social media lives that Sabrina Peterson was doing with them, or that Tyrone Black, like the engagement of that public. And I told you guys, I have screen recordings of this. And I've never released them or anything, because the way I see it, they've disappeared from the internet. If you were to release them, these people would get harassed, and I don't want that to happen to them. But I do have a lot of questions about the allegations that they put out there, and kind of what happened. Just my thought. Okay, so Tiny Harris has the pair. Excuse me, I can't read. Okay, so a judge has dismissed the sexual assault lawsuit filed against T.I. and his wife Tiny Harris after the pair's Jane Doe accuser failed to respond to the couple's motion to dismiss the case in a timely manner, according to documents filed in the Los Angeles court on Thursday. Now, in her order, Judge Garrett writes that after the lawsuit was filed, T.I. and Tiny put forth 2 challenges to the women's complaint: that it was barred by the statute of limitations, and that women failed to provide any factual allegations to back up her claims that the couple drugged and sexually assaulted her at a nightclub in 2005. Now, I don't know how you're going to prove that. How would you, I guess, how in a nightclub? It's a lot, like how. So anyway, so this is how did they prove that she was drugged? Did she go to the hospital? Was there a police report? Was there a rape kit? These are things that maybe could follow. You know what I mean? Like if this incident happened and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, Jen. Like literally, I'm just wondering how would they have proved? Yes. How would they have proved it? But did she go to the hospital? Did she go somewhere? Did she tell somebody? These are things that can be used to help her case. Did she have any of this? That's kind of my thought. This is what I'm saying. Like, where are her attorneys when it comes to this? Her attorneys are supposed to help her with this as well. You know what I mean? Okay. However, the judge left the door open for the woman to file an amended complaint within 21 days. So she's got 21 days for the complaint. Mm-hmm. Yeah, coconut cult. That's true. That's true. Do y'all remember when she was tiny? No, it wasn't tiny. It was Ti went on that radio show and he talked about her daughter's hymen. Y'all remember that? I remember that. I said, Lord have mercy. No, you didn't. I remember that. Anyways. So she's got time to file something. You know what I mean? And hopefully, if she's able to bring whatever evidence that she can, because they're not, when you read the lawsuit, she's got time to file. Mm-hmm. She's got time to file. She does. Yes, guys, it's true. Y'all remember? Yes, I remember that. Remember that? It was like, I think it was like at a podcast show. And this was before the allegations came out. It was just weird. It was like, I don't know. At first, I was like, well, is he coming from a place of like being a dad? Because the way he was talking about it, he's like something about, anyways, I don't even want to get into it, but it was pretty disgusting. I would not want my father talking about stuff like that in the radio. Yeah, that was, but that, you're right, Oneida. This is far than drugging a woman or women. Like, you're right. It was gross. It was, but he hasn't said anything. Like he literally, after the allegations came out, he kind of chilled a little bit and was like, "I'm not coming back." But I was like, "If that didn't sit very well for a lot of the fans." It just made me look at things a little bit different, you know. So Ti and his wife, Tiny Harris, are facing a new civil lawsuit and claims they were drugged and sexually assaulted by a woman they met in Los Angeles in 2005. Now, that was in January. And my thing is Nelly here was mentioned, but what happened to Nelly? I don't know. I don't know. And this right here, this narrative very much follows. I got the court paperwork here. Everything else that was written in court about this case as well, like what they listed as facts. That sometime in 2005, plaintiff and a friend attended a party with the man who went by the name of Caviar at rapper Coolio's house. Now, Coolio's also being mentioned. Well, you know, Coolio's house is being mentioned here. T.I. and Tiny were supposed to be at the party. Okay. I think, what? Oh, hold up. Coolio passed away, has since passed away. So if it's the same Coolio, I'm pretty sure it's the same Coolio. I'm wondering about that too. So they went to a house by the man named Caviar at rapper Coolio's house in Los Angeles. Okay. T.I. and Tiny were supposed to be at a party. Upon information and belief, Caviar worked for T.I. and I scrolled up for T.I. and Tiny at all relevant times and was acting within the course and scope of his employment and or an accomplice with T.I. or Tiny when he brought plaintiff and the friend to the club to meet Tiny and T.I. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he died in 2000. Coolio died in 2022. Yeah. He died in 2022. So this runs deep, you guys. I mean, this runs deep. Yeah, he passed away in 2022. If it's the same Coolio I'm thinking, it's the same one. He passed. Gangster's Paradise, that guy, that Coolio, yes. He passed away in 2022. So, yeah. Yeah, really, are people like this happened like almost 2 years? He died like 2 years ago, guys. See, that's why I keep up with the pop social media hip hop stuff that happens. Part of it's because I grew up around it, you know? You didn't know that? Yeah. Yeah. But did this happen at his, was he aware of this? What happened exactly? Like it's a lot. Now a lot of this is public information, all these records. You guys can search them. He died of an OD. OD. Thank you, Chico. Chico knows I'm passed away like 2 years ago. 2 years. It'll be 2 years in September. Hold up. I don't want to get it wrong. Hold up. Yeah, he died in September. Yeah. OD. He was 59 at the time. Yeah. He was 59 when he passed. That's interesting. Oh man, see, that's Flea Factory. That's classic. Like the Coolio's, like a lot of this, you'd be amazed. There's a lot of people I haven't like now. I'm not up to date with the newer, music industry. Does that make sense? But I'm well versed of it, because I'm from California. I grew up in Cali, so I kind of know. I grew up around the music a lot too, so I kind of know what's going on and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah. DMX too. DMX, but mhm. But anyways. So hopefully the victim will file some type of an amendment, something. You know what I mean? Because I would like to see first of all, I'd like to see follow up to what happened, like what I like to see something. I like to see a form of if something happened to any of these victims, okay? These 32 victims that now have only how many are there now? I don't know. And I'm telling you because I remember so many of them coming forward and then suddenly they disappeared. No social media. You can't find them. They left. What did they think was going to happen? I don't know, y'all. So she's got 21 days to file that amendment. I guess we will see what happens. And that is your update on Tiny and Ti. And Tiny and Ti was, like I said, it was that story got my channel monetized. That story really kind of put me out there on a lot. I have a lot of those breakdowns still available, so you guys can check them out. I didn't used to show my face back then. I would be like behind the screen or whatever. I did a lot of edited videos back then. Yeah, so that's where you'll find all that information. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I had to listen. I can't even tell you what happened to the rabbit. The rabbit, we're still working on it. I said we got to cover it up for now because the people that were helping me, they messed up my picture. So I got to fix it. So I got to put another little something here because it looks empty. But yes, you're lucky to see my face. Man, I went through some stuff. I was thinking about, oh no, but see, I was thinking about doing a stream where I talk about all the shit that happened in 2021 on my channel. but honestly, I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I got too many trolls. Just like I do. I can't even get into it. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. I will let you guys go because I gotta go tend to baby bunny. I'll be live later. All right, all right. Thank you, y'all. Did you guys hit the like button? Please and thank you. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.